Today, guys, we're going to tell you about why Cherokees are so expensive.
This could be us. So back to what I was saying. Could be us.
Say please.
Could be us.
Say please.
Could be us.
Say please.
Could be us.
Alright guys, let's talk about these things. Well, I have two questions for you guys. Them being, are they just overpriced? Or should they keep the value of what they are at? So let's go over some history first before we get in depth in these Cherokees. So obviously they were made in 1984 as a unibody construction, trying to get away from the old chassis of having a body on frame. The whole idea of this car was, one, to be way lighter, and two, more reliable, easier to get parts. Obviously this meant the previous generations were going down in value. Through the years, the Cherokee gained a lot of reputation for being an easy off-roader, a very, very reasonable daily driver. Thus being, I think, produced from 84 to 2001, there was roughly about 3 million made. I'd have to look into that. You guys can obviously Google that too. Which means the market between, I don't know, early 2000s when they stopped producing the Cherokee to about now, about a few years down, these were just flooded in the market. People didn't want them. That's why they were so cheap. Thus, having so many made, this is why they were so cheap. Which means obviously the value was down a lot. You could pick one of these Cherokees up for between, you know, 500 non-running to, let's say, 5,000 on the high side. It having, depending on mileage, what motor, transmission, transfer case, axles, thus ending into the price range. Of course, going through this, I'm going to refer to Tommy from TFL. He has already done something similar. I just wanted to get this up for you guys, and also the Club XJ guys, because, you know, we always talk a lot of crap about our Cherokees, and some of these are great condition Cherokees, like this one and this one. Of course, the paint not being that great, but there are prime examples out there in the country that is very, very reasonable priced for good reasons. Of course, we got to note why the prices are climbing so high. Put my notes down, talk this as a, because I do hot rods most of the time. You know, we haven't shown a hot rod here yet on the channel. We will eventually. Brother's working on his. We'll try to get a video of that done. Also our race car. So most of the value on an old car is held from it being non-modified. So a lot of the rigs that are non-modified go for a ridiculous amount of money. So having two prime Jeeps kind of comparing the same ratio of that aspect. These are both heavily modified Jeeps. One being that they have bumpers, they have lifts, everything has been cut. This has been cut. A lot of these things have rock sliders, fender flares, and of course, well, not the chairs, but air systems, high lift jacks, all the good stuff that you put in there. So of course, one of the main reasons why these Cherokees are going up in value are because they are, one, becoming classics, and two, a lot of people don't know that some of them are getting wrecked and rolled, heavily modified. Stock Jeep Cherokees, or should I say Cherokees, as we like to call them here in the Northwest. The stock Cherokees are more than less going to have more value than a modified Cherokee. So a lot of them that are modified, daily driven, it's basically a lot of miles. You know, I see them a lot. You can find a good deal on Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, OfferUp, what's the other one? Bring a Trailer. Of course, the ones Bring a Trailer are more reasonably stock, and of course they are often have a higher value. Look at my notes again here. So of course, as modded Jeeps bring more value to certain like private sellers, the ones that hold more value are the stock Cherokees. So stock Jeep will end up being sold more to a person. Like if I'm referencing Tommy's video, go watch that TFL Classics, his video. The background of why are they so expensive? They're very reliable. You know, they have been proven many years, 20, 30 plus years. The 4-liter obviously being one of the main Jeep motors. I think they started doing that in '88. Don't reference me about that. I know stuff from '91 and up. They're very daily driver friendly, so they are a very first starter high school kids vehicle. Very family friendly SUV. If you are starting on a family, you just got a baby on the way, a Jeep Cherokee is a really good, reasonable car. If you want to still go off an adventure, still want to have it maybe when your kid graduates in the future, it's a good car. So just as a fine place and good place to end this, I'm going to say, you know, if we keep wrecking them, rolling them, of course the prices are going to go up. If we maintain them, make them clean, they're going to hold their value where they're at right now. But of course, as more prime examples, as what Tommy was saying on TFL Classics, they are going to keep going up. They're not going to stay at this value. We saw a drastic value of them jump up in the past 5 years, you know. So once again, the reason why cheap Cherokees are very expensive is because of the value of them being modded, wrecked, and of course, less meat on the market, more expensive.